So can you really hear what Jesus is saying to you in this letter? Does it speak to you? We'll come back to it later because I think the Lord really has given us this letter. Really letting God our Father adopt us is the key issue in healing our hurts God's way. I'm going to talk about attitudes and responses we need to develop to cooperate with God in this adoption process. Some of us can hear it pretty well. Some of us can only hear it with our heads. But it's not real to us in our hearts. And some of us can hardly conceive of a good father. We just have so little experience with a good father, or even any kind of father for some of us. But when we think about healing hurts God's way, one of the first questions I want to ask is, how much do you want to be healed? That's a hard question to start with, but it's a deeply penetrating question. It's what Jesus said to the lame man who'd lain 38 years by the healing pool in John 5. Jesus walked up to this man and bluntly asked him, "Do you want to get well?" And I think he's asking us this question today. Do you want to be healed? Do you want to get well? The answer seems obvious, but it's actually not obvious. Because what's your real answer to that question may not even be obvious to you. If you've been rather stuck for several years in this process of healing and growth, I encourage you to ask God to show you your heart. The man at the pool didn't even really answer Jesus' question. He gave him an excuse. And you know, that's really a yes or no question. But it's hard to answer yes wholeheartedly to the question, do you want to be healed? Because you instinctively know it'll cost you. It'll cost you a lot. But it will cost you a lot more in the long run to say no. I don't want to be healed. Almost nobody literally says, no, I don't want to be healed. I'm talking about attitude here, what comes out in your behavior, your actions, or your inaction. Being healed of our hurts is a long and painful process if the hurts are deep. And we can get pretty mad that we have to go through this process when it seems like those who've sinned against us are getting off scot-free. Or at least they don't have to pay the prices we're paying, emotionally or financially. You may feel they've put me in this prison, and why should I have to pay to get out? Why should I pay for therapy and seminars and books? Why should I have to give up my anger at them? It's their fault, make them pay. Or less angry, but more despairing, I'm helpless here. I can't shake off these messages my parents gave me, or my peers, or my first husband. I'm always going to feel worthless because of what they did to me. When I say it like this, I hope you can see the fallacy there. Are they in control of your attitudes? Only if you let them be. I know how hard these words are to hear and much harder to do. But try to hear them. There's nothing easy about taking control of our lives from those who've oppressed us by their sin. But it is the key process of healing.